Hello people, this is Sonali, the Melodramatic Bookworm. If you've been here before, welcome back, and if you're new to my channel, welcome to the Melodramatic Bookworm family. I'm here after a break, unintentional break of a week or so. I have uploaded shorts, but I haven't uploaded sit-down videos like this. But this is one video that I have been planning for a while now. I am bringing back the original DramaQueenAthon. I started DramaQueenAthon in March 2020, in which I sort of wanted to do some dramatic things. And since I am the melodramatic bookworm after all, I thought, okay, let's do a readathon based around this. So the original DramaQueenAthon was that across the month of March, which is International Women's Month by the way, 8th of March is International Women's Day. So across this month, we'll read books by women authors. Only women authors for this particular readathon, and me personally, I decided that I would read only women authors this month and not just for this readathon. So this readathon is my reading this month, but I thought I'll bring it back since I've been doing a lot of 36-hour readathons on Instagram as well. I haven't been updating them here, so I thought why not bring the OG, the original DramaQueenAthon back. I'm going to be telling you what the rules are for this readathon. There are a few, but not something that you cannot follow. They're pretty easy. What I want to do with my readathons is to make you feel comfortable enough in your reading and not feel rushed, not feel pressure. We have enough pressure from life already, and I don't want reading also to be something that you have to do. And since it is something that you have to do, you do it joylessly. No, I want to bring the joy back into reading. So that's why all my readathons are a little relaxed as against what the term readathon stands for in the first place. We are going to be a little here. Okay, so that's what DramaQueenAthon is all about. Anyway, so since we have gotten so far into the video without me mentioning what this readathon is going to be and what the rules are, etc, 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 let's get on with it. So the first thing, when does this readathon start? When does it end? The readathon starts at 12 AM of the 1st of March, wherever you are in your particular time zone, whenever it is 12 AM for you. When it ends is at 11:59 PM, obviously at the last particular minute of March 31st, wherever you are. Again, same logic. Since this is a month-long readathon, you can either set your TBRs or you can mood read, but there are some rules for DramaQueenAthon for this edition which you have to follow if you're going to say that you took part in this readathon. The first rule is that for this particular readathon, all the books that you pick have to be written by women authors. Rule number 2 is that there has to be at least one book that you read that has to be by an Indian woman author. And rule number 3, and the last rule, you have to read at least one book by a transgender woman author. Those are the 3 rules for this edition of DramaQueenAthon. And as I mentioned before, readathon starts at 12 AM of 1st March and ends at 11:59 PM of 31st March. And if you're sharing anything related to DramaQueenAthon on social media, then do use the hashtag DramaQueenAthon on all social media and tag me so that I can share your posts or share your stories or share your tweets or whatever it is. All of my social media handles are in the description box below as always. So that's it. That's the readathon. Follow these rules. Do these all things and you will be officially participating in DramaQueenAthon. That's it. Okay, so for this readathon, I thought I will go a little way off from what I decided I would or would not do before. I decided that I would not make TBRs because they stress me out. But this is something I feel like I need to make a TBR, especially because library books are piling up. I have a bunch of other books that I brought with me as well. So this time I decided to make a TBR, but this is also again a tentative TBR. It's like a TBR pool of sorts from which I will pick books, but I might not read all of them. like there are about 15 books in this video alone, and there are some others which I am reading for a different video, but I have like a huge pool from which to pick and choose. So that's something, I guess. But some of these books I'm really excited to read, and I know that there are going to be tears, there is going to be like heartbreak, there is going to be annoyance, determination, there's a lot of that. So let me just share with you the books that I have decided to add to my TBR pool for DramaQueenAthon 2023. First up is one of my most anticipated book releases of 2022, which I got like a couple of months ago, but I still haven't had the courage to start reading because then it would be over. But I know that this is a great chance for me to read These Are the Words by Nikita Gill. I don't think I have to say anything else. I don't think I can say anything else about this book, which I have not said before, without it turning into a gush of sorts, because Nikita Gill is one of my favorite author poets of all time. So this is one book that I'm going to be very careful while reading. Very slowly I'll read it, because it's going to take a lot of my energy in the best way possible. And then there is Bad Feminist by Roxane Gay. This is a non-fiction. It's a collection of essays by Roxane Gay about, I think, being a bad feminist. I'm not sure of the deeper details, but I do know that Roxane Gay has a kind of writing style that is gripping and that is immersive, but I was not like fully into her earlier book called Hunger. So let's see how this one is. I've heard better things about this book than of Hunger. So next is Feminists Don't Wear Pink and Other Lies by Scarlett Curtis. This is also a non-fiction book in which there are a collection of essays of sorts from different amazing women across the globe. I started reading this but it doesn't count because I read like 4 or 5 pages before I was like, okay, I'm going to put this aside and I'm going to read it for DramaQueenAthon. Next is Know My Name by Chanel Miller. This is Chanel Miller's own story about how Brock Turner assaulted her and he got just 6 months in jail, and then how the story blew up, how the world, who previously knew her as Emily Doe, came to know her name and the truth about what happened to her, and how the world is hell-bent on covering up for men who do shit like that. And I know I'm going to get super angry, I'm going to get super emotional, I'm going to cry when I read this book, and I'm preparing myself for it. Next is a book that was the subscriber pick for the month of January, but since I got to finishing the November-December pick only very recently, January 1 I'll be reading, January and February both I'll be reading in March, and both of them are by women authors, by favorite authors that too. So the first one is The Lowland by Jhumpa Lahiri. That's all I will say. I think I've said enough about this book everywhere. Of course, you will see more of this in the vlog for the subscriber pick. This is like 400 pages something. But Jhumpa Lahiri's writing, you know, I get pulled into her stories. And next, following close on the January subscriber pick is a February subscriber pick, which is Babel by R.F. Kuang. R.F. Kuang is one of my favorite people on the planet, not just favorite authors. She has a writing style that is phenomenal. She knows how to she knows how to spin a story. She does her research well. The way that mind works, I just can't understand. This is about translation and translators and translation. It's a historical fiction and I cannot wait to dive into it. Next is another book by another favorite author, which is Dust Child by Nguyen Phan Quay Mai, and this is releasing on 14th of March and I'm on the block tour for it, and I'm so excited to get started on that book. Dust Child is a story of, it's also a historical fiction if I'm not mistaken, and it's a story of the children of Vietnamese women and American citizens, American men if I'm not mistaken, and during the Vietnam War they had children and they are called dust children because they are neither accepted in Vietnam, nor are they accepted in America completely. I'm really looking forward to reading this. 14th is the publication date. My tour stop is on 17th, and I cannot wait. Next is The Truth About Me by A. Revati, and I don't know many details about this. This is the story of a hijra, if I'm not mistaken, and her life. I have been wanting to read this for a long time. It has been on my wish list, the book, for way more than I can remember. Here we are. So I'm going to get the Kindle copy and I'm going to read it, and I am really looking forward to reading this. Next is Finding Me by Viola Davis. This is Viola Davis's autobiography, and in this she talks about her life growing up and how she made it in the industry and everything she's been through during that journey. It feels like I've been reading a lot of biographies and autobiographies of late. I'm not complaining though, because it gives me a chance to look into the minds of all of these celebrities and pick their brains and see what it is that goes through their mind throughout all of it. Next is another autobiography, which is Dear Girls by Ali Wong. Ali Wong is a comedian and actress and such a fabulous personality. She has this energy about her. She just looks at the world like, which is me half the time. Like, some of the things that the world does is so that I can't help but look at it like that, and I feel like I identify with her on some level. Next is a book that I'm so excited to read. I can't tell you. I mean, I got this book like 6 months ago, but I haven't read it. It shows that bookworms, when they say I'm really excited to read this book, they're not going to read it immediately. And that book is Lessons in Chemistry by Bonnie Garmus. This is on so many favorite books of 2022 list that I'm like, why are you not reading this soon? Why? But maybe I'm just scared that maybe I won't like it as much as people are saying it is good. But still, I'm 95%, 98% excited about this book, 2% scared. And that 2% has been holding me back, but no more. I will read it. Next is Call Them by Their True Names by Rebecca Solnit. I read her earlier book. What was that? The one on feminism. I don't even remember the name because I did not like it that much. But I've heard so much good about Rebecca Solnit. Some of them say that her views of the world are something to take into consideration, to keep in mind when you make your own views. So I don't know if that makes sense, but this is something that I saw on randomly at the library, and I was like, okay, I'm going to give this a try. And this is about American crises. These are a collection of essays, if I'm not mistaken. What if I'm not mistaken? It's right here, yeah. Yeah. These are a collection of essays, and it's a short book. Men Explain Things to Me, that's the book. That is the book, okay. What is wrong with me? Okay, don't open that door. This is like 200, I mean, not even 200, 185, 190 pages. Next is an ebook that I borrowed from my library a long time ago, Sorrow and Bliss by Meg Mason. Shweta from Book Squeaks on Instagram, she loves this book. She recommended this book to me so wholeheartedly that I became immediately intrigued, and I went and borrowed it, and I'm super looking forward to it. And I somehow have that feeling as well about this book, that it's going to break my heart. And you know how I feel about heartbreaking books. I love them. I will welcome them with open arms. Next is Detransition Baby by Tori Peters. This is an own voices book about a trans woman and her life, and how she deals with the changes in her life, and I think it's about relationships and motherhood and the whole thing. I feel like this is a good time for me to pick this up, sit down and read it, and I'm 100% sure that I will pick this up this month. I don't know how, don't ask me how, but I will. Next is The Year of Magical Thinking by Joan Didion, and this is a memoir, if I'm not mistaken, and she talks about how she rallied through after her husband passed away, if I'm not mistaken, and just a little while before that they had seen their daughter also fall seriously ill. So this is something that I had borrowed early before, but I had to return it because I couldn't renew it, but also because I knew that this needed attention. I needed to sit with it, I needed to make notes, I needed to write down my thoughts as I read this, because I feel like this is going to be such a heartbreaking one, but also it's going to give hope, because the title itself will tell you that the year of magical thinking, and the year that Joan Didion spent trying to find that magic still in life. This is one of the last books that I'm putting on this tentative TBR, and the actual last book is Boats on Land, collection of short stories by Janice Parriott. I've never read Janice Parriott's books before, but I've heard that she writes amazingly well. Since this is a collection of short stories, and it's been on my TBR for a while, so I thought maybe I can get through this. These are all the books plus the couple of others that I mentioned, ebooks, etc., that I've added to my tentative TBR for DramaQueenAthon. Do you think you will be participating in this readathon? If you will, and if you plan to make posts, don't forget to use the hashtag DramaQueenAthon and tag me on all social media, on whichever social media you are on, so that I can see your posts, see your stories, see your tweets, and share them and the like. I'm really interested to see what books you will be reading for this readathon if you're participating at all. So what did you think of this video? Did you like it? Did you not like it? Will you be participating? If you are participating, what books will you be reading for this readathon? Let me know in the comments below. I'd love to hear from you. If you like this video, please like it and share it to spread the word. And if you like my content and would like to see more from me, don't forget to hit subscribe and click on the bell icon beside the subscribe button to get notified as and when I post new videos. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next video. Until next time, keep reading, keep watching, and add melodrama to your life.